Welcome to our Pottery Studio orientation. The first thing we're going to do is go over how to buy clay. The link will be in the email that you receive when you purchase membership, but you can also purchase clay via our website. Use the drop-down menu. Then you will select the clay that you would like to purchase, add it to your cart. Make sure you enter your first and last name, as we have some potters with the same first name, and then follow the checkout from there. When you arrive at the art station to use the studio, you will see our hours on the door. This is where any hour changes will be posted, so make sure to check those out. You'll also see our board where we mark when the studio is being used for workshops. Then use the sign-in sheet to enter your name, the time, and the space you'll be using, which is the Pottery Studio, and then you can head downstairs. At the bottom of the stairs is where you'll find the lockers. All members will receive a locker where they can store clay and personal items. No items can be stored on top of the lockers or they may be disposed of. And here we have the main studio equipped with 7 wheels, work tables, and shelves to store work. You'll also find all the tools you need for throwing on the back wooden shelves. Please make sure they put all of the tools back in their correct place, as they all have their own place to go. Behind the sink, you'll find our communication board. Please make sure to check it from time to time to find out about the studio updates. Also in the basement is our glazing room, where you will glaze your pieces, and also your bisqueware will be stored. And the mountain room, where we have various equipment for hand building, as well as a spare wheel for use when workshops are happening in the main studio, and the pug mill. When you arrive at the studio, your wheel should look like this, so just take the stool off the wheel head, put the foot pedal down and plug it in, and then you're ready to get started. Okay, and pottery is messy, we all know that. So in an effort to keep dust at a minimum, always clean your hands before getting up from your wheel. Use the water that's in your bucket to wipe off your hands so that your hands are mostly clean. Then rinse your hands under the sink before touching anything. This really helps with dust. Next, we're going to clean our wheel. You can use the bucket of water at your wheel to wipe everything down first and give it a base clean. And then once you've done that, it should be good to rinse directly under the sink. Just make sure you've wiped off most of the clay first with your wastewater bucket. And then you should be good to use the sink to wipe everything down. Make sure any big clumps of clay are going into the bucket in the sink so that they can be brought outside. By getting most of the clay off your splash pan at the wheel, you can then rinse it directly under the sink. Make sure to leave your wheel the way you found it, so flip the stool back up, unplug it, and put the foot pedal up. Next, we're going to clean thoroughly by giving everything a good wipe down, so the sides of the sink, all around the sink, the faucet, the inside of the sink, behind your wheel on the wall, if clay splattered there, and making sure you're using a very wet sponge to wipe down all surfaces. Next, we are going to get any dry clay bits off the floor. This is very important because any bits of dry clay will get crushed and turned into dust, which is very harmful to breathe in. So we're going to do that using our handheld vacuum, which is equipped with a HEPA filter. And we are going to use this to get any dry bits of clay off the floor anywhere in the studio where you may have dropped any. So that could be around the buckets, it could be around your work area, around your wheel. If you were trimming, make sure that you are diligent about this, as we are concerned about everyone's safety, and the best way to mitigate dust is to vacuum up dry clay. The vacuum is equipped with various attachment hoses to get into difficult areas, and make sure that you put the battery back onto charge when you are done. Okay, and then we are going to mop. Make sure that you mop around your wheel or anywhere in the studio that you have been working. So if you were pulling handles, standing at one of the work tables, and you got clay water on the floor, make sure you clean that up with the mop. That's another thing that makes dust. Okay, and lastly, we are going to take out any water that we used for making and dump it outside, so we can go up the back staircase, prop the door open because it locks, and you're going to cross the parking lot and dump the wastewater under any of the trees along the train tracks.